Imagine this: you're texting someone, laughing at a joke, or sharing a deep conversation, and then, silence. Days pass. Weeks. No explanation, no goodbye, just absence. What would you feel? Confusion? Anger? Or maybe, a quiet acceptance? In this video, we'll uncover the 9 things people experience when you suddenly disappear, through the lens of Stoicism. Because sometimes, leaving is necessary. But what happens in the minds of those left behind? Stay with me until the end, and you might see disappearance in a whole new light. In the philosophy of Stoicism, much emphasis is placed on personal resilience, detachment from external validation, and mastering one's emotions. However, relationships, whether personal or professional, still play an integral role in our lives. When someone suddenly disappears from our lives, it can trigger a range of emotions, and these emotions are deeply rooted in human nature. Stoicism teaches us to observe these feelings with neutrality, but it also encourages us to understand them with wisdom. When you disappear from someone's life, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they will feel a variety of things. Here are 9 common reactions people have when you simply vanish from their world. 1. Confusion. One of the first emotions they feel is confusion. Human relationships are built on patterns, predictability, and communication. When a person suddenly disappears, it disrupts this equilibrium. They may ask themselves, did I do something wrong, or what changed? The Stoic perspective reminds us that uncertainty is part of life, and we must not become enslaved to the need for clarity. However, others who lack this understanding will struggle with the absence of explanation. 2. Rejection. Disappearance can often feel like rejection, even when it's not personal. The absence of an explanation can make someone feel unwanted or unworthy. This is particularly true in close relationships where emotional bonds are strong. A Stoic approach to this would be to remind oneself that other people's actions are outside our control and that self-worth should not depend on external circumstances. 3. Anger. For some, confusion and rejection can quickly morph into anger. They may feel betrayed or abandoned, leading to resentment. This anger is often fueled by their perception of injustice. In Stoicism, we are taught to recognize that anger is often a reaction to expectations not being met. A person who has been left without explanation may feel entitled to closure, but Stoicism teaches that such expectations are self-imposed burdens. 4. Sadness and grief. When you disappear, you are essentially creating a void. The deeper the emotional connection, the greater the sadness or grief. Even if your departure was necessary for personal growth or well-being, the one left behind may experience a sense of loss. The Stoic way to handle grief is to acknowledge it without letting it consume one's peace. As Epictetus reminds us, everything in life is transient, and loss is part of the human experience. 5. Self-reflection. Disappearance often prompts self-reflection. The affected person may start questioning their role in the relationship. Did I push them away? Could I have done something differently? This period of introspection can be painful but also enlightening. Stoicism encourages self-examination as a means to self-improvement. However, it warns against excessive rumination, as overthinking the past does not change the present. 6. Apathy and indifference. Not everyone will have an intense reaction. Some people, particularly those who practice Stoic principles themselves, might accept your departure with calm indifference. They might believe that everything happens for a reason and see your disappearance as an inevitable change in life. While indifference can sometimes be a defense mechanism, it can also be a sign of emotional maturity and acceptance. 7. Curiosity. When someone disappears, people often become curious. They might wonder where you went, what you're doing, or why you left. In the digital age, this curiosity might lead them to search social media, ask mutual acquaintances, or speculate in their own minds. Curiosity is a natural human trait, but from a Stoic perspective, excessive curiosity about things outside our control can be a distraction from our own growth. 8. Resentment or vindictiveness. For some, your disappearance might not just lead to sadness or anger but to an active desire to even the score. They might want to make you feel the same way they did or seek validation by proving they are better off without you. This reaction is often driven by ego rather than reason. Stoicism teaches us that revenge and resentment only poison the soul of the person who harbors them, not the one they are directed toward. 9. Acceptance and moving on. With time, most people will move on. They will accept your absence and continue with their lives. True Stoic wisdom lies in recognizing that attachment, while natural, should not dictate one's peace of mind. Whether they choose to let go with grace or struggle with resentment is their own journey. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In conclusion, disappearing from someone's life is not just an action, it's a decision with consequences. People will feel a range of emotions, and their responses will be shaped by their own perspectives, attachments, and expectations. A Stoic approach reminds us that while we cannot control how others feel, we can strive to act with wisdom, clarity, and integrity. If you are the one disappearing, consider whether it is done with intention, necessity, or avoidance. If you are the one experiencing someone else's disappearance, understand that their actions reflect their own journey, not your worth. The key to peace, as Stoicism teaches, lies in accepting what we cannot control and focusing on how we respond. Ultimately, life is filled with arrivals and departures. How we handle them defines our character and our resilience. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.